Getting excited. There's no snow. Every time I fish lately, it's been snow, snow, snow. There's actually no rain, no sleet, no sun, no ugly orb though either, so we never know. Here we are at an undisclosed landing on Lake of the Woods, somewhere on the north side, Jeff Gustafson. Now, I've known this guy for a long time, haven't seen him in quite a few years, but I'm excited to actually get out and fish with him. We're gonna do like a little bit of everything, right?
We're gonna just do a typical fall day of fishing in Sunset Country. And one of the best parts about coming fishing here is if the muskies aren't biting, walleyes probably are, or bass, or crappies, pike. We got lots of options, and we're gonna catch a bunch of fish today. Maybe get a few crappies for dinner, just a little shore lunch tonight.
Yeah.
We know how to do it around here.
I like it.
Well, there's definitely a few marks around down there, so we'll just sort of do a little fish here and see what we can wrangle up. Pete's got us covered for the musky baits today, and I'm gonna take care of the bass and crappie stuff. So crappie bait's just gonna be a little minnow, little impulse minnow, and that's just a little Ned rig jig head, and they're nice because they're like light wire. And you know, that's like a 1/5 of an ounce, fairly heavy little jig. So we're gonna be fishing these crappies in like 25 to 30 feet. So
right, yeah.
You don't want too light of a jig where you're just like waiting for a minute for it to get down there. This will get down there pretty quick, and then if a bass or a walleye, pike, anything else sees that, they'll probably bite it.
Well,
too.
that's the neat thing. You can literally catch anything on that.
There's one.
Oh yeah.
Feels maybe like what we're after here. No, little bass.
We're catching a little bit of everything here.
Yeah. You are gonna see some bigger bass than that today.
I actually like to do that. There's no sense starting off with a big fish right away. You just gradually work your way up. And here's something. Now what is this? It's not really feeling crappie. If it is crappie, I'm gonna be really, really impressed. Oh, nice walleye.
Huh.
That's not a bad walleye. See, we're working our way up now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a nice walleye.
We are trying to catch crappies here, but
I was wondering.
there's a bunch of nuisance fish kind of getting in the way, I guess. Across Lake of the Woods, across Sunset Country really, there's a lot of good crappie water. And in the fall's a good time to go because you can find really good ice fishing spots as well. But basically in these bays or little lakes that they live in, they're gonna go to the deepest flats, mud flats. There's one. And this is where they kind of come out and spend the winter, and they eat, you know, little bugs and stuff off the bottom. And
is it? Nope,
no,
walleye.
that's his cousin walleye. But these crappies, basically, they school up good in the fall, and they'll sort of spend, you know, the next 5 or 6 months in these places where you find them. But they do move around, and that's why we've been driving around looking with the big motor, and we just marked a few fish, so we're just gonna start fishing around here. But it's just a big flat. They do move around, so it might take us a few minutes to kind of find them, but I'm sure we will. I got something coming up to inspect me here.
Oh, I see that, yeah. That's a beautiful day. They shouldn't be so finicky. There.
Finally. There we go.
Is that the right kind?
It's the right kind.
Hey.
It's kind of a juvenile, but we are on the board, and that's it right there. So
that's actually eating size.
That's a good eater, yeah.
Right there.
That's a good little eater. So we are gonna keep look at on the screen right here. There's a bunch more down there too. So, but there's my line going down, and then there's the fish coming up off the bottom.
Yeah.
We got like several different units running in here, so you see a little bit of interference.
Yeah,
but,
the interference is just.
But you can still see that. Look at the other ones down there. Come up here and drop it down, Pete.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not back here.
Yeah.
21-foot boat.
That's cool. It's getting a little better. They're kind of pretty little guys.
Yeah, they are.
Just idling around with the big motor. Look at that.
Nice. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on there now.
Yeah. Not the big giants, but those are good little eaters. So we're gonna get a few and we'll be able to have a nice dinner tonight. There we go.
I gotta get in on this.
Yeah.
Been messing around up on the front.
This one actually feels a little better.
Oh, that's why. Walleye.
Everything's down there.
Yeah, there's definitely a mix.
I'm not against eating some walleyes either, but it's gonna be a few crappies tonight.
Yeah, they don't like mine.
Back to a crappie there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But with these guys, and it's a lot of fish, and Pete will say it with muskies too, is the electronics today are so good and so helpful that you get out on these flats where these things are at and you don't even fish until you see them on the screen.
Yeah, he's just idling around there and found a pod. Usually if you see them, especially if there's more than one, there's the competition thing, that really gets them going.
Yeah. We'll catch a few more of these and then we're gonna go start chasing some bigger customers. Got you that time, sucker. Yeah, that's what they are.
That's a little better one.
A little better, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
So that's just a little Ned rig cut down for bass bait, and that's a little 1/4 ounce jig, and it's in this deeper water. You don't really need to finesse stuff because it just takes too long for your bait to get down there. So that's just a walleye jig and a fireball jig with a short shank hook, so it fits that little cut down plastic pretty nice. And I just put a drop of glue on there.
I'm gonna make them wait. Now, there. There, finally. There he is. See, I can catch one too. Well, he just ate it. So maybe it's not the jig color. He thought it was a great thing to have.
There's another one.
Got him. Yeah, now I get one. I can't get him off the hook.
All right, sweet. So that's good for dinner, I think.
Yeah.
We'll catch a couple more for fun, and then we're gonna carry on and catch a few bass here next.
Little bass. I kind of like this. You catch some of this, and you go catch some of that. That's good.
So the biggest thing with bass now, smallmouths, we have some largemouths up here too in Sunset Country, but for the most part with the smallmouths, you want to be thinking main lake and sort of deeper structure. So we're just off of a point here right now. And what happens is you got, a couple miles of shoreline here. A lot of these fish are gonna all congregate on like specific humps and points in the fall. And that's usually, if you find one, you're gonna find a little group of them, and they're just like everything else. There's something. They are in the mood to bite. They know it's a long winter coming down the pipe, so they wanna get fed up to help get them through the winter. That's a beauty bass.
Oh yeah? Oh, nice one, yeah.
I got pretty light line on here, so I'm gonna just grab this guy. He's actually not as big as I thought he was, but nice one to start off. That was just on a little drop shot, but you can use probably the best all-time, bait this time of year. Pete's got it on. It's just like a fluke style minnow bait on a 1/4 or 3/8 ounce jig head, and you just sort of hang it off the bottom above these things when you get on top of them, and they're kind of you know, I think a crayfish is the main part of their forage throughout much of the year. And then when they get into into the fall, they want that big protein that they get from the minnow baits. And a lot of the ciscos and smelt are all coming up a little bit shallower, so they make contact with the bass a little bit more, and sort of your minnow imitating baits are often better. There's another one. So let that, Pete, you put that down. This is just a little guy.
I see that.
And hold that thing up off the bottom a little bit, and they'll just come up and smoke it. It's almost not fair, but this is like this is the best bait going if you want to catch a big bass this time of year. The old umbrella rig.
Look at
this
that.
Is
it's
cool
like
too.
A Christmas tree.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something cool. So that's not a real big one, but that was my first cast with it, so that's cool. So this is your umbrella rig or Alabama rig, and we're allowed, up in Ontario, you're allowed to have 4 hooks. So I have 5 baits on there. I cut the hook off this one, so there's only 4 with hooks. And then I like to put 4 baits on there that are the same, and then put 1 different one. And this one's a little bit bigger and a little bit darker color. And almost every time, that's the one that the fish will hit.
Oh yeah.
And that's what happened on that one. That was on that middle bait. So I'm gonna fire it back out there again to the same spot.
So let's see now. Count
so
down.
I got quite a bit of weight on there. That you know, I like the rigs with blades on them. And the biggest thing is you want to let it get down near the bottom. So I'm casting it out, and I actually let line out because I don't want it sinking. You know, I'm fishing in 20 to 35 feet of water here. I don't want, if you let it sink on a tight line, it's going to be halfway back to the boat before you actually get it down to where the fish are. And then you just reel it slow, just like this. And it just looks like a school of minnows going through the water. And it's banned in all the like pro tournaments. Like we can't use these on the Elite Series or FLW Tour. You can't. Okay. No.
Yeah.
You just kind of gotta just fish it slow, and I mean it like selects for big fish more than any other bait I've ever seen. There's a mark under the boat there. I'm probably gonna have to drop my guy down there.
He just has to.
Yeah.
When you see a mark, you got to do it. There it is, yeah. Well, they do.
Yeah, the hummingbird gave that guy away, and there's actually there's a whole pack of them. There's a bunch coming up behind this guy. That's a better one.
Yeah.
It's more of a proper bass. These things are just like Pete said earlier about the muskies, and you see it with just about every species of fish, but everything gets bulkier and heavier, and that's one of the fun things about fishing in the fall. You know, you gotta suit up and dress up, but the rewards are some of the biggest fish you're gonna catch all year. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a nicer fish there.
So, all I'm doing here, pretty simple deal. If you bass fish, and this actually, we use these a lot for crappies. I didn't have one rigged up earlier, but like you can, this is a great way to catch crappies when they're in deeper water, walleyes. Now a lot of my walleye friends are around Lake of the Woods here. Actually in the summertime, they're drop shotting, just using a plain hook and actually putting a piece of night crawler or leech on there on a drop shot. It's just a different way to present your bait to the fish. But you can see I got the weight down here. Use a Palomar knot to tie to the hook, and then you just put the tag end back through the top of the hook down, and it'll make your bait sit vertical and horizontal and natural in the water. So it's, you hang that in their face down there with the sinker on the bottom, and it's a pretty deadly little deal. I got him that time. Oh yeah, that's a little better yet.
Yeah. Nice fish.
He's so big and chunky right now, he can't even jump hardly. He's trying, but he's not. In the summer, that thing would be leaping 3 feet out of the water.
Too fat now.
Yeah, they are.
Here we go. Now I got my first fish on the umbrella rig here.
Is this the first bass ever? Oh yeah,
on one of these.
That's a proper one. You can boat flip them on that 20-pound test.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. That's the other beauty of it. Yeah, you don't have to
pooping all over
baby
my boat right away. Oh, look at this. Look at the pro. Can you tell I'm not a pro bass person? Good Lord, I'm stuck on everything. Yeah, these are dangerous. People say musky fishing's dangerous. Look at this guy. And he pooped all over me.
Look at that hole in its top fin, dorsal fin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. Poked right through there. But that was fun. That one really whacked it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The other one was kind of a soft hit.
No, I think they have. There we go.
There you go.
That was on the spoon. You guys are gonna like this. You guys that are like the pike guys. Not a huge one. I'm gonna get a bigger one on it, but this is a new thing in bass fishing now, and it sort of started in the south where these bass are eating these big shad, and they're using these big spoons. It's basically a daredevil, but we call them Flutter spoons, and they're kind of heavy, a little bit heavier maybe than a daredevil, but you let it to the bottom and rip it up and let it flutter back down, and it just looks like a injured bait fish. And it's something that a lot of places, these bass haven't seen it yet, and it works pretty good. It's just kind of a cool way to catch them. They just smoke this thing. It just won't rip the rod out of your hand. That's not really a big one either, but
No.
But that's the cool thing about bass and these smallmouths especially. Like look at the attitude of that fish to go after that. I mean, that's a 2-pound bass and a, you know, pretty big hunk of meat there. I got a 7.5 foot, just a kind of medium heavy rod, not super heavy, but you want a longer rod just to pick up, you know, the slack if they hit it. When I watch the line when it's sinking, and a lot of them will actually, you'll see your line jump when they bite it. But you just rip it up off the bottom, and then it just flutters back down, and that's when they'll come and hammer it.
Yeah, bass number 2. Now, I don't know if I even try this flipping deal again. That's a little dangerous. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, he ate that middle bait too.
Yeah, they ate the big one again. Oh my God, is this one a chunk? Jeez, it's not that big of a fish, but he is hard as a rock. I mean, if you stick a pin in him, I think he'd burst, and he was going to eat that. But he's in shape, at least for a fat bass. You know, there's no flab on that bass. He's not a flabby fat. Solid, very solid fish.
You know, the other cool thing, like, if you want to come up on a fishing trip, and this fall fishing really is phenomenal. Our weather obviously is beautiful up here in the summer, but often, you know, not all the resorts stay open late into the fall, but quite a few do. And you can actually get some pretty good deals if you wanted to come up like during the week in October, because most of these places aren't that busy now. You know, they're kind of, some of them are waiting for hunters to start showing up, and so you can get a little bit of a deal often and take in some of this awesome fishing.
There are more and more of them winterizing cabins and offering that as well. So,
well, and like when you ice fishing, it's one of the best places in the world because you've got good fishing for so many different species of fish, and remote water that, you know, you can only fly into in the open water season. In the winter, you can get on an ATV or a snowmobile and get into some pretty amazing places to fish. And more and more people are coming to visit us up here to go ice fishing, and it's a good time. The season stays open all year pretty well for everything. Walleye closes mid-April. Lake trout opens January 1st, but otherwise everything's wide open, so you get to fish for everything, and you can do it in that late March time period too, and it's just like really pleasurable being out. Days are warmer, the snow's starting to melt.
There's nothing like being on the ice in a t-shirt, which can happen that time of year.
Yeah. That's a fish. That thing hammered it.
Yeah, first one wasn't, but that one is.
Oh yeah, there's a jumbo bass.
That's a nice one there. That is a fatso, man.
Yeah. Whew. That's it right there.
That's a big bass. Yeah.
That's a big smallie for Sunset Country.
Boy, that one's packed full too, isn't it?
Pretty cool way to catch them though. Pike baits for big bass. Awesome. Pretty nice one.
That is, oh no.
That's all right.
Gosh, he looks like he's got a couple.
Oh yeah, a little pig.
Yeah. Did he actually, yeah, he had 2 hooks. Wow. I don't even know.
That's the kind of attitude you like to see.
Yeah, I like this guy. What an attitude. My kind of fish right there. I don't know how they can even think about eating more.
Yeah.
They are so solid right now.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, people don't really, they're pretty easy to come and catch these bass right now. And it's actually the colder the day and stuff, almost the better the fishing will be. They know it's a long winter coming and they don't eat a lot during the winter. So they really, you know,
no, they don't.
bulk up and conserve as much energy as they can right now. And that sort of gets them through. Well, what do you figure? Should we go do your thing here and find something with some teeth?
Well, I suppose we could try some e-socks.
I think we better, yeah.
This is fun though, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, it's good action and you know, we aren't catching, some days you come and do this, you get all kinds of big pike and muskies biting our bass baits and they're a pain in the butt, but.
Oh, pain in the butt. God, I hate that kind of thing when that happens.
No, I probably caught 200 muskies in my life and I bet you maybe 5 actually fishing for them.
Whoop. What do we got going on here?
Is that possible?
I don't know. You got one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to hit them hard. What kind of a puppy set is that?
This is a big fish. I actually thought I was snagged for a second.
No, it can't be snagged.
No, it's not. It's a big ass fish. Wow.